What is the feel kind of out there on the street?
I feel that, the community is scared. If they're seen talking to the police officers, nothing's being done to these offenders or criminals. So they're afraid of retaliation. So they kind of avoid officers and talking to them.
All right, our next guest joining the House Judiciary Committee field hearing in the city of Chicago yesterday to shine a light on the out-of-control crime that has taken over American cities.
And for more on this, let's welcome in Wisconsin Congressman Scott Fitzgerald. Sir, thanks for joining us. So violent crime is way up, numbers we haven't seen since the 1970s, especially in these Democratic-run cities. We saw what just happened in Philadelphia overnight. Yeah. Talk to us about what you heard at the hearing yesterday.
It was a real eye-opener. The testimony that we received from former members of the Chicago Police Department, I think, shined a light on what many of us were worried about, and that was the idea that community policing has kind of been abandoned at this time. There's so much confusion and I think difficulty in trying to figure out just where are those individuals that are committing these crimes coming from, because it's not something that's located in individual precincts. What a lot of the officers told us was, there are roaming types of gangs that are committing a lot of these crimes, which I don't think is what people's impression is right now.
Congressman, there are more than 20 Democrats on the Judiciary Committee. I didn't see any of them there yesterday. Seems like this would be a pretty bipartisan issue, especially considered the third biggest city in America, Chicago, where you were, is run almost exclusively by Democrats. Why weren't they there?
It's either keep the government running or...
I saw some of their comments about this is just gotcha politics and that we were just there on some type of political stunt. It's not true. I mean, what Chairman Jordan has been trying to do is set up a series of these types of hearings in the urban areas where we absolutely have seen this massive increase in crime. And, what we got from their neighbors is something that probably they should have heard because these are their constituents. So, yeah, we were all very disappointed to see that Democrats once again would not participate at all.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable that they weren't there. I want to pivot now, sir, to the first Biden impeachment hearing happening tomorrow. So 3 witnesses will testify. What happens after that?
Well, just yesterday, in talking to a number of members of Congress, Kelly Armstrong, probably more specifically, spoke to him about what types of new items are they gathering. And every day there's more information that's kind of been compiled, most of them related, again, to bank records. And they're very close to having some information that I think is going to have to be disputed, or this impeachment inquiry is certainly warranted. But we seem to be walking a path towards impeachment at this point.
Yeah, it does feel that way. So I'm wondering, and I've wondered this for a while, when will some of the Biden family members, and I'm not even talking about Hunter Biden, I think a lot of people would like to see him subpoenaed and on Capitol Hill testifying. But what about some of the other Biden family members who are mentioned in these suspicious activity reports, basically family members who are getting paid from foreign entities for nothing? People like the president's brother, James, his sister, Valerie, his daughter-in-law, of course, Hunter Biden. Why haven't they been subpoenaed yet?
Yeah, James Biden is at the heart of a lot of what's been discovered. This is not something that just happened since the president came into office as the executive. This is stuff that goes back to his U.S. Senate days, and James Biden is at the heart of it. So not only do I think oversight is going to disclose some of that information, but what I think you're going to see is that, it was something that people were invited into the circle. Once they started receiving the dollars, it was difficult for them to turn it off.
Sir,
some of these people are probably going to be called in.
Okay, when do you think that'll happen? Because, at the very least, this will make the administration uncomfortable. Even if they go there and don't say anything and they plead the fifth, it's going to make Joe Biden and the administration really uncomfortable to have his sister or his brother or his son testifying on Capitol Hill about all this alleged corruption. So when will that happen?
Absolutely. No, I think what you're seeing right now is that Jason Smith and Ways and Means are actually getting the documents that they need. some of those are being turned over to oversight so that they can be kind of dissected. And I think it's stuff you're going to see in the next week or so.
Okay.
All right.
Congressman, we'll look out for that. Appreciate it. We'll be watching tomorrow. Congressman Scott Fitzgerald joining us this morning. Thank you. All right,
Thank you,
lots
guys.
more to go.